All right, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's going on? This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. Live in effect. So tonight, this is just gonna be an open topic. So I want to talk about Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3 6 Mafia. I must say that I enjoyed the battle. I ain't even gonna lie, that shit is lit like a motherfucker, boy. They both lit on each side. Shout out to that girl Gangsta Boo. That's one of my favorite right there, man. She did her thing. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? And Bone Thugs, they did their thing too. Notorious Thugs was a shit. All right. So, anyways, but tonight I really want to get into a deep discussion. So let's talk about Busy Bone and the episode with him and Juicy J and Gangsta Boo. So there was a song they were getting ready to do, Bone Thugs, and it's still going. The versus battle is still going as of right now as we speak. So I guess as Busy Bone was getting ready to do his verse, he looks over and see that Juicy J and Gangsta Boo was mocking him. I guess because they was slow dancing and shit like that. And that struck a nerve with Busy. So Busy went the fuck out. I was like, hey, before we get started, you two ugly motherfuckers right there better not be mocking me. And then what Juicy J say? Juicy J said, nigga, suck my dick. Okay, that shit ain't funny. But he like, nigga, suck my dick. And all of a sudden, Busy throwing the damn microphone at them. And they got the goddamn, they get the fighting and shit. I mean, these motherfuckers in their mid-40s, they goddamn trying to scrap it up. Like, bruh, come on, chill with that shit. But Busy just had an episode like nigga throwing microphone and shit, and he had to get off the stage for 15 minutes and then come back. But let's analyze why Busy Bone having such a breakdown. Okay, emotional breakdown. Oh, and then Gangsta Boo came out there. It's like, Busy, you lame as hell for that. You must ain't take your medication. Damn. Did you have to say that? You didn't have to say that, Gangsta Boo. But you know, that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? When you in that versus battle and you in the freestyle battle and everything. Shout out to you, Chauncey. Peace to you, brother. But now, real quick, let's break down what's going on with Busy Bone. So, and 3 6 Mafia. Okay, now let's start with 3 6 Mafia. 3 6 Mafia, they done been through a lot of shit coming in the industry. They've been around since the mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s. Okay, they started off as an underground group, same way Bone Thugs did. It was originally 6 of them. 2 of their members had passed, Lord Infamous and Koopsta Nika, I think that's his name. 2 of them had passed away. But Lord Infamous was like that star of the group. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because Juicy J is the DJ and DJ Paul is the producer and DJ as well. But Lord Infamous is like that star of the group. So by Lord Infamous not being there, you know, that broke everything down. Then, of course, Country Black done went through some episode himself, which why he had to lead the group. And then just recently, he lost a daughter to a gunshot. All right. And then, of course, Bone Thugs and Harmony, they done went through so much shit. I mean, Flash was locked up for a long time, so he missed out a lot on their success. And Busy Bone was in and out the group because of his emotional episode, and he was going through a lot of shit. So, if a lot of people knew about what happened to Busy Bone growing up, all right, if y'all are a fan of America Most Wanted, I grew up watching that show. That was one of my favorite shows of all time. One of my favorite shows. John Wash, the white guy, he was the host. And that show came out like in the early 80s or the mid 80s. His son was kidnapped and murdered. So by that incident happening, he wanted to be able to be on a show where they can find missing people and link them to a criminal case, right? Whether it's a cold case or a case that just recently happened, etc. Now, I don't think America Most Wanted is on currently, but this show been around for a long time. All right. So on that episode of back in the early mid 80s, Busy Bone was on that episode. He was 12 years old. And what happened to him is unbelievable. It's unthinkable. Something that a child would never get past. Busy was not only kidnapped, he was dealing with physical abuse from his biological father. He was kidnapped and raped by his mom's husband or ex-husband, which is supposed to be his stepfather. So him and his sibling was kidnapped. And they were found somewhere locked up in a little shack somewhere. They was missing for a while. So he happened to be on America Most Wanted. And if it wasn't for America Most Wanted and John Walsh, Busy wouldn't even be here today. It would just been another cold case. So just imagine as a child growing up, you've been abused, you've been kidnapped, and not only you've been kidnapped, but you've been raped multiple times. That's trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma. So these things explain his emotional eruption, emotional disturbance. That's why he has what they call the so-called hypermasculinity. Because of that. So you have to pull back the layers. Once you pull back the layers, then you'll be able to understand what he been through. That's something that you don't never get over. You will never get over that. And it's hard to get past that part. You've been adopted as a child and constantly raped. That was Busy Bone. That was Busy. So for me, I feel so bad for him. I know y'all like, oh, he just fucking up for the group. He doing crazy shit. Yeah, he doing fucked up shit, but we gotta look at that man is traumatized. And what happened to him as a child, that fucked him up as an adult. Like how DMS was fucked up because of his childhood trauma and he was turned to drugs and all that shit. I mean, all of them did drugs, but for Busy, he was mostly fucked up out of all of them in the group. Because of that childhood trauma. He never really recovered from that shit. So that's why dudes all extra hyped and shit like that. I mean, then on top of that, they had rivalry with 3-6 Mafia and Twister and Do or Die. They done had rivalries with these guys. So Busy was like, shit, I'm hyped, I'm amped up, I'm ready to go at they motherfucking asses, this, that, and other. So when Juicy J told him, nigga, suck my dick, that even made it worse. That's like, oh, nigga, you what? He threw that microphone. He was ready to go to war. But he came back and apologized, which that was very mature of him. He came back and apologized and said, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to disturb this. Because he know that this is about entertainment for the culture. This is one of the fifth element of hip hop. And one of the fifth element is MC battles. Okay? Battles, freestyle battles. That's a part of hip hop culture. So he had to put aside his differences and be a mature adult about the situation. Same way when Gucci and Jeezy had their battle. There was it was a personal shit that went on between those two. Gucci almost lost his life to one of Jeezy's men, and Jeezy man ended up getting killed by Gucci. And Gucci did not recover from that shit. He held a long grudge with Jeezy until they did that battle. They was able to put aside their differences, saw this shit out, put aside their differences, and coexist and work together. The only song they did together was Icy. That was Gucci's biggest hit, his breakout single with Jeezy. And after that shit went down, they weren't working together no more after that. until after the versus battle. So I'm saying this to show people that we don't know what the fuck somebody is going through. We don't know what the fuck they had to deal with. And for him, for Busy is still suffering from that shit as if it happened yesterday. I don't see how anybody can get past being kidnapped, being raped, and dealing with physical abuse and not be affected by that. Because that affects your whole attitude. It affects your whole demeanor. It affects how you think, how you feel, how you perceive life. So Busy was battling between searching for God and dealing with this hip hop and finding himself. He was battling with the image. He was battling with himself, and he's still going through that. So that's why I seen somewhere somebody made a comment on Facebook about him wanted to do some prayer or something in that nature. Well, because you gotta look at what he been through. He's dealing with a serious issue that has taken toll of him for the past 30 some years. Busy, it's hard for him to recover from that shit. Busy gonna stay fucked up like that. So maybe even if the man is on medication, that's the only thing that can help him. But even with medication, that doesn't always do the work for everybody. That stays with you. That's something that you would never forget for the rest of your life. Getting kidnapped or being abducted, being raped multiple times, being beaten multiple times. You don't forget that shit. That would change your entire attitude and that'll make you be fucked up. So with that being said, you guys, I don't want to talk too long on here. I just want to talk about that. Once again, both of the groups have done a great job. I really enjoy both parties. I love both of their music. I'm a fan of both of their shit. You know what I'm saying? By me growing up in the South, I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia heavy. And I grew up listening to Bone Thugs. But I was born in the Midwest. I was born in Ohio. But I grew up in the South. I grew up in Georgia. So for me, listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, that was the shit. Listening to 3 6 Mafia, they was the shit. And my favorite song by Bone Thugs is the Thuggish Bone and Notorious Thug. That shit is my favorite. And also, Busy Bone, when he first went solo, he did a song called Thugs Cry. That was my shit, Thugs Cry. Crazy Bone did a song, Thug Mentality. That was the shit. I mean, hopefully these two groups can work together and come up with a big collaboration. That would be great. That would be great to see collaboration between 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs. But anyways, I'm not gonna take no more y'all time. I thank you guys for watching. This your girl Tiffany. Peace and power, elevation be to all of you. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, share my channel, all that great stuff. And until next time, I will reconnect with you guys later. So with that being said, peace. Take it easy. All right.